Good day and welcome, my name is Drake598 Shadow and I am here today to give you a tutorial on Chapter 6 of Spacehulk Deathwing. So we'll just get stuck into the match. As you can see, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, so it's easily replicated on any lower difficulty. And I'm just using the apothecary rather than the librarian.
And perhaps was the source of the visions that beset the librarius. In the ancient Dark Angel ship, we uncovered a conservation chamber that held ancient gene seed from the Legion of the Lion, a gift of the Emperor's genius. Even as we celebrated this discovery, a terrible brood lord, the final evolution of gene stealers, assailed us, and we only vanquished it with much difficulty and loss. Our brothers came to our assistance, and with them we secured Caliban's will to ensure that no gene stealers would seize the precious gene seed.
So we are playing on the PS4 here today. Some good things to note from my previous videos is try to spread the damage across as many body parts as you can, as it will increase your survivability. You shoot from the right hand side in most cases, going to the center, and your left hand melee will protect a lot more of your left hand side than you might think.
The strength of the Deathwing holds secure the Caliban's will, and the gene seed store is currently safeguarded. But the Emperor yet has labors for us. Techmarine analysis of the second swarm of gene stealers revealed something that troubles my heart. The gene stealers have established a brood lair aboard the Caliban's will, close to the gene data they desire, our gene seed, contained in the vault. As valuable as it is to the chapter, the gene stealers seek only to pillage and corrupt its secrets.
I'm using a standard sort of apothecary loadout here, but the campaign and the multiplayer are essentially the same on the chapters. It's just in the storyline you have locked into librarian class and have 2 AI companions. So when you get to about here, you're going to want to run on the map. That should enable you to avoid the first lot of enemies that come out through those pipes as shooters, and a couple of melee units around the other areas. I like to go through the first door in the center and lock her up. I run around here, we go to the left, open up this large double door and lock that up behind us. You can get ciphers and broodlords spawn this early, but it is rather uncommon, even on the harder difficulties. Do be aware that there is a turret that is active just in here. I will sometimes actually leave it alone, as I might actually demonstrate here when I'm playing solo, just because it will actually offer you a little bit of cover in regards to enemies. If you have a group, you can quite easily take that out, but as you can see, I'm trying not to get bogged down too much there. So from about this point in the chapters, the game does start to get a fair bit harder. You can feel free to lock up this door, as we do not go this way, or personally I don't, some people do. I prefer to go around to the side and make sure all the other doors are locked first, before proceeding to the objective. It sort of focuses the mobs the way you want them to go. As keeping the targets in front of you is always a lot easier. So going through this door, we lock this one up. Proceed straight up. Lock the first door on the left and go in the second door. somewhere here there is a stealth unit, as he is blurring my radar. There you go. So off through this door here, which brings us into this little right hand corner sort of thing, as you can see on the mini-map. So I then like to go down to the left, as it is a little bit handy to have this door locked up. You then can proceed to take out this turret. It's not really necessary to, it is more just a safety measure in case you or your squad does have to exit out this door. I would then normally proceed back up to the top and take out the other turret before locking the double doors. The initial setup for this objective is a little bit longer, but once it's triggered, it's pretty much a straight run to some relics. When the objective is triggered, there will be a couple of waves of smaller units, and then normally a Cypher, can in some cases be a Broodlord. And if you take too long leaving the objective, you can also get a Cypher or Broodlord spawn. So you can end up having to fight two in a very short amount of time. Hence why I sort of try to achieve all the sub-objectives before actually the objective itself in this case. Just head down here to lock up this last door that we won't be exiting through. And that sort of gives you the exit route up to the left there. The objective is just there, and as you can see, it is almost entirely secure. Just makes this next part a little bit easier. I would normally have my squad wait here, having someone on the door, as you only really need one person to head in here. Trigger that, wait for the synchronization, and then you can just proceed to exit.
We await your signal, brother.
There's that Cypher that I was talking about. So I'm just going to lock up that room now. Just hold in there for a few extra seconds for that demonstration. Then the goal is to get up this area as quickly as possible, so that you don't end up fighting anything too big through these corridors if you do not have to. So, as you can see, that area is now entirely locked off, as we do not go back that way. And we just proceed right down here. Now, if I'm running with a squad, I will normally go to the left because it's a lot easier. Having a few extra mobs to kill doesn't necessarily mean a lot if you have a good squad. But in this case, I'm going to go to the right to close the door, which should close off the spawn point just here. And make my travel just a little bit easier, as I can now collect the relic down here, and I will not have to worry about my rear so much. As you can see, I'm relatively secure right now. So I'm just letting that stamina build up. And then we're going to go out this door and proceed immediately around to the left. You can, if you're playing solo like me, go to the right just here and lock up this door. So again, you will more or less be keeping all the monsters in front of you. You will still have to watch your back, but as a rule of thumb, most of the mobs will be in front. So you would want to go around here. A lot of people do pick up this next relic as the first one, but as you saw how I did the first objective, it was very secure. So we're just going to run into here. Grab this relic and duck back out again. The very same way we came. That is secure at the other end, as it's behind a breakable wall. I don't like opening both ends because it opens the passage up entirely. Go down here to the right and lock up this door as well before proceeding to the third relic. Enemy shooters do spawn up here, and enemies will come up these ladders. You can hear the relic whispers there. We're just going to go off to the left here and lock this door behind us. So this is another relatively secure area. You can immediately go down and lock this left door, depending on your squad's needs at the time. Right now, I'm thinking I'm going to just go straight through and lock it behind me. You could quite easily have your squad go through the other door and pre-lock the door that we need to pre-unlock the door that we need to leave through. And here is that other relic. So around that breakable wall. You can proceed straight through out this way, through another breakable wall. That should enable the Xenos to sort of have to go around and follow behind you in most cases. The first one there is not able to be unlocked because there is a lot of junk in the front, so sadly you do have to go to this one here. You just come in and unlock behind us. Come up here and lock this door on the left. Do be aware there's a spawn point there, and there is quite common for shooters to be around this area as well. Especially up there, for instance, and down that tunnel. We're just going to continue on through this door. We're going to go up to the 6th floor, locking one door as a spawn point for getting the relic, and firing on the stairs here, as you can get stealth strains and things coming down this way. And back down the very way we came to 310. And we go out and lock that behind us. And what we are going to do is just run straight forward through the next door. Hopefully you won't get bogged down too much in this little section here. Enemies do come up this ladder, so be aware of that, and they will come back through here. I always try to deal with this turret as quickly as possible and just continue through. But it is a relatively safe area if you do need to hold. Do be aware though that if a Broodlord is down below, he can still hit you with his psychic attack. So that door now being locked, we just come through here. Just wait for these couple of enemies. As the turret just down there on the radar, as you can see, will be locked. Will be active. If you do have a large squad and need to deal with that particularly quickly, what you can do is run to this point here, and as you can see, it will more or less fire at the wall. That is just a particularly easy way that I found to deal with that turret. I would normally not even bother locking this door, especially in this section. I just try to move as quickly down to the end as possible to have our exit unlocked, as it is very, very common to get ciphers and broodlords spawn here. If you are particularly unlucky, just down here past the turret, you can have a broodlord drop out. If you stop relatively early, you can kill the turret where it's just poking out of that grate. Yeah, out of that tube there, you can have a broodlord spawn if you are particularly unlucky. So you want to be as quick as possible in this section, you really do. As you can see, I just should have gotten that door unlocked. Take a second to heal up. Do try to save the barrels and not blow them up for when you trigger this beacon, as you will get ciphers and broodlord spawn. It's almost a guarantee. You kind of want to have one person waiting in there and have the door closed, as they will be almost entirely safe if you're playing multiplayer. But for today's purposes, we're just playing solo, so we're going to try to do this as quick as possible.
Mission confirmation received. The ship will open fire once you've evacuated the area.
Trying to build up that stamina a little bit there, although I was walking. You can see the cipher down the end there that just spawned, and he's now coming running up. So this is why you want to be as quick as possible here. And if you do get a chance, those barrels will slow them down, which is why I said try to avoid blowing them up as much as possible. And it would seem like we have just managed to make that. So we want to be moving, so that it can still hit us with psychic attacks from that point. There has been occasions where I've had friends die in even this area because there was a cipher or broodlord out there. So you just want to trigger that. And that is mission complete with all relic locations for number 6. Chapter 6, I find it is a very tough mission, but it is also fairly quick if you have a squad that knows what they're doing. So you can earn a lot of XP doing this mission, especially on the harder difficulties. Now that is a very hot area out there, considering that blast door is now red hot. So as you can see, a very small kill count, but a reasonably quick mission time. Still fairly good XP thanks to the harder difficulties. Yeah, tune in next time for Chapter 7 tutorial. I have been Drake598 Shadow. Thank you very much for tuning in, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop something down below in the comment section. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
We finally found the